One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Waking up your neighborhood with what's happening. It's Hometown Today on your hometown station, 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Good morning and welcome into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Wally Lukashenski and Kale Zomer up in the WBEV studio with you this morning. And Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And speaking of McKinstry's, we have to talk and say hello to Sandy over there on this wonderful Friday. Sandy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good morning. Isn't the weather outside just beautiful with that blue sky?
We need to just hold on to this because I know what's coming in a month, and you Wisconsinites are so much tougher than I am, Sandy. I still can't get my feet under me with the winter. But it's coming up on holiday season, and I know that with that, you got a lot of people hosting for events for Thanksgiving, and you got to make sure you have your dining room sets make top of the line when you actually have everybody coming over, and you guys can help us out with that.
Oh, absolutely. So we've got a lot of different dining room sets on sale right now. Basically, trying to encourage people to get in here, get them purchased so we can get them delivered so you have them for the holidays. And just remember, the time about holidays, just getting together with family and friends and enjoying that time together.
How long do people need to get ahead of it, to have that dining room set ready for Thanksgiving? Is it probably like get it in this week to make sure that it's going to be ready?
Well, if you want to take it with you, you can come in anytime, and we will, get it down and load you up, and you can take it with you right away. If you want to have it delivered, the sooner the better, just because our delivery calendars do fill up and stuff this time of year.
I can imagine so. I was going to say, there's so much good over there. No, we got to see the best seat in the house this last week, and it was really hard for me to keep pulling names and not just sit in the chair myself. But with Thanksgiving, with the holidays, that means there's lots of photos, and you got to be able to put those on the wall. And you guys go wide range there, too. You got picture frames.
Yeah, so I just wanted to mention today that, the holidays are coming, and people like to give things for Christmas, like as far as family pictures. I know we've already framed some different sports pictures for people. It's just nice that you get those in now and that they're done, ready to go before the holidays. So we're not all rushing at the end trying to, figure everything out and make sure we can get it to you by the holidays. So get those framing projects in now, and let's get them done, and then that way there's no stress in December.
Well, and tomorrow it's going to be a beautiful start to the weekend. Why not go into what McKinstry's, say hello to Sandy and see all the cool things going on over there. Sandy, there is so much great stuff over there. I almost want to open the floor with you before we let you go. What else is going on that people need to be excited about? Go over there and check out at McKinstry's.
Well, we get new stuff in all the time. And this week we've gotten in some new pushback recliners from Lazy Boy, swivel glider rocker from Lazy Boy, a couple new recliners, a sofa love seat ottoman group, and we've got more coming in. It's just a constant change of our inventory, too.
Well, good. And you have to go see it for yourself. You can also see the website, but go in and say hello, and I'm sure that you're going to be stuck there like we would be for time on end. But, Sandy, you're the best. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and hopefully people get in there and start checking out some dining rooms.
Yes, it would be great. Stop on in. We'll be happy to see you.
Awesome, Sandy. Well, have a great weekend. We'll have to catch up next week.
Have a great day.
Awesome. Sounds great. We appreciate it, Sandy. We're going to go to our quick break now. When we come back, we're going to be talking Beaver Dam Area Orchestra today. We got some fun events coming up here in the next couple weeks, and we'll be highlighting that here in just a moment on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Are you an
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. It's also brought to you by Professional Floor Covering. And Randy and his team at Professional Floor Covering are here to help you design the perfect space. They have over 1,000 samples of carpet, LVP, hardwood, tile, area rugs, and window finishings, but it is so much more than floors. They have a wide selection of kitchen and bathroom countertops, cabinets, tile, shower inserts, and more. And I love to talk about the counters here because you walk into a kitchen or a bathroom, it's one of the first things you see. So that material, color, and pattern of a countertop, they're all going to play a major role in how a kitchen or bath remodel will turn out. And they offer a wide selection of quartz, granite, marble, and laminate countertops. And they're here to help you find the perfect one that fits both your lifestyle and your design. Professional Floor Covering is in Abbey Design Center. You can find them at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam or online at PROFLR.com. We're talking orchestra today, and I'm fired up about it. We've had back-to-back weeks with a lot of performances in the area, and this one's coming up in just a couple weeks. And talking with the Beaver Dam Area Orchestra today is David Sneeder and Aaron Ebersole, and I'm so excited to get going. First of all, this is less than, it's 15 days away right now.
Yeah.
It is.
How are we feeling? About 2 weeks out?
We're fired up about orchestra, too. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Good. Well, see, I always joke around because we were talking about old souls in the commercial break. I love to listen to classical music because I'm so, high strung and I'm, wired that I almost, use it to, chill me out. So, this is right up my alley. And one of the things that got me so excited about it is that this is free to attend. People are going to be able to show up and see this great performance in 15 days free over there at the Beaver Dam High School Auditorium. Before we dive into the actual music and what's going to be there, I'd love to dive into the background of this group, a little bit of background on yourselves. Can we start with you? When did we get involved with orchestra? Has this been something you've done your whole life?
I got involved, my wife and I moved back to town. We were both from Beaver Dam, so we moved back to town in 2001. Went to school at Beaver Dam High School, so I knew Rich Zeman, who was the director at that time, and he called me up and said, we need another drummer in the percussion section, and so I got involved right away when we moved back, so I was very fortunate for that. It's just a wonderful experience because you get to meet so many people when you're part of that, and you're all part of a similar mission, I guess. And, like we were talking just before we started, we've got 2 months that we have to put together a concert, Monday night rehearsals. Christmas is even shorter, just a couple of times. And in that time, it's like that shared group mission and, hey, we're doing this. So, it's been exciting for me. I've been a part of that for quite a while.
I'm going to be jumping back to that, too, because 2.5 months is not a lot of time.
It isn't.
Yeah, I imagine it's one of those where you start and you're like, all right, we're going to be able to get all this done, and then you blink, and you're like, we're 2 weeks out. So this is really a fun time, but it's probably a fun, stressful time at the same point. But, Aaron, for you, where did your orchestra journey begin?
I went to Beaver Dam High School as well, and I also had Rich Zeman as a teacher, and he was the music director for the orchestra before me. And when I was a senior in high school, I had the opportunity to play in the group, which was a wonderful experience. And then I went to college, and then when I came back, I actually was teaching in Beaver Dam and had the opportunity to rejoin the orchestra to play. And so I played off and on for a number of years, and then when Rich retired, I was fortunate enough to be able to step into his role as music director, and I am now finishing my 4th full year of
congratulations.
directing. Yeah, and it's been amazing. One of the things that I really love about the group is the variety of ages that we have of musicians and the variety of experience. So getting to enjoy the orchestra as a high school student, for me, it was eye-opening. It was wonderful to sort of develop these small mentor relationships with older community members in the group, and then continuing on as an adult, and you just develop relationships, and it's so nice to see people every single week. You get to touch base on what's going on in their lives, what's going on in your life, but then you also get to sort of set aside all of the things and play some music together. And I see that So often on Monday night rehearsals, people walk in and they're like, "Oh, it has been a day," and then
Sorry, that's usually me.
well, and it's funny because it's all over the place, right? It's like some people it's 1 week and some people it's another week, and then they come in and it's like get your instruments out, and then we just come together to music, and you can just see people walk out, and it's
therapy almost.
Most of the time, everybody's like a little bit happier, a little bit taller, a little bit like, okay, we put some energy into a group effort, and it's just a really wonderful place to be. And then the concerts, it's so nice to be able to perform, and you do this work, you work together, and then you get applause, which is pretty great. But then for the community to come together in kind of the same way, right? You get to walk in the door, you get to sort of set aside all the things that are going on, and just listen, and and hear the music, and see the music, and feel the music, and just experience that together.
We had a student musician a couple of years ago that received the orchestra scholarship when they're a graduating senior. And part of his article that he wrote for us was that when he was a youth growing up, he'd come and see a concert and be like, whoa, that would be so cool to play in a professional group with professional musicians like the Beaver Dam Area Orchestra someday, but I don't think I could ever do that. And then, of course, as he grew and became a musician, he tried out and got in and had his eyes opened a bit with like the complexity of the music and playing together with adults and all of that. But just for a youth to be inspired like that, I thought that was really cool when he was talking about that. So yeah, definitely this concert, youth are welcome, families are welcome. We really like to inspire kids to pick up an instrument. Play violin, or like, whoa, listen to that trumpet solo that we have like coming up in this concert and things like that. So yeah, everyone's welcome.
Well, I imagine if the members are as excited about talking about music and what you do as you two are, it's got to be such a tight-knit group over there too. Even if it's 2.5 months, I imagine you get to be very close with everybody with all these rehearsals and preparation.
Yeah, the group started in 1954, so it's been going strong for well over 70 years now. So, I mean, that's not going to happen if it's not a fun shared experience. Right. And a lot of the musicians, some of them, like we've had them stand up, have you been here 5 years, 10 years? There's people that have been playing in the group for like 40 years. So
it's like when you're at a wedding
amazing.
And you're like,
yeah, exactly.
How long has everybody been married here? And it's the slow trickle down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's great to hear that there is that much experience, but that influx too of young people that are excited to be a part of this group. And I imagine the full circle feeling of being able to play at the Beaver Dam High School has to be especially cool for people like you that have been a part of this community for such a long time. And it sounds like your journey started right there in that building. So it's really cool to be able to perform there. But I would love to talk a little bit about what people can expect from this. Because you hear orchestra, that's a wide range. It could be anything from the classics that you hear. Some people do a lot more of like the modern day stuff as well. What can people expect from what you guys will be playing here in a couple weeks?
Well, I know Erin always picks a wide variety of music. And we like to say she always picks something for everyone. So even if you don't, because there's such a broad range of music that you can pick of what's considered classical music. From Mozart from the 1700s to your favorite movie soundtrack, or maybe even orchestral music that you don't even think about. So if we're talking about movies, you're not usually thinking about like, oh, listen to that nice violin going on underneath the action. But if I always say, if you watch Star Wars without the Imperial March when Darth Vader walks in, totally different movie.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you take the music out of Star Wars, it's just a couple guys in space bouncing around.
Right.
Yeah, you need to have the music. It sets the scene. That's fantastic.
Right. Exactly, and actually, we're playing a song like that in this concert. It's actually, when you're young growing up, you don't maybe necessarily appreciate orchestral music as one of the first types of music that you like to listen to. But the music from Romeo and Juliet is like the first orchestral piece that I remember where it's like, whoa, that is really cool. And you can kind of imagine, the Montagues and the Capulets walking through town with their nose stuck up in the air looking down at all the other people, and they think they're so good, and that other family that we hate so much, and they just don't realize what's coming up in the next few days that's going to rock their world with the relationship between Romeo and Juliet. I mean, it's such a compelling story that is still so popular today. So that is one of the first orchestral pieces that I remember thinking like that's orchestra music. Wow.
It paints a scene. Music does.
Yeah. Like you can listen to the song and you can kind of imagine in your head what's going on. So I just love that sort of music.
And that's why I like classical and orchestra or music. It's like some of my favorite in the world because it allows the human imagination and creativity. You almost paint the scene for you.
Yes.
And you get to just come out and sit back and relax. But it's not even just that. One of my favorite movies has music that is going to be in this performance as well. I want to throw it over to you because it sounds like I'm not the only one that likes the movie in this group here.
Yeah, I love Apollo 13. It's a great movie. And the music is absolutely terrific. It adds so much, like David was saying. This movie just would not be what it is without the music. And one of the neat things about this particular arrangement that we have of the music is that it has a trumpet feature, a trumpet solo. And so you'll get to hear some beautiful playing by David Hoffmaster, our lead trumpet. It's a great movie. And it happens to be, I don't know, I hope people are familiar with the movie, but it's about a group of astronauts that went up, and their mission was to land on the moon. And the commander of the mission was Jim Lovell, who is from Wisconsin. And so he has those ties, and something went wrong on the launch. And they got up into space, but they were unable to land on the moon. And so then the mission simply became survival. It became come back to Earth, And so those three astronauts really turned into engineers and problem solving and made their way back to Earth. And well, now I just gave the movie away. Sorry, folks.
If they have had it spoiled after 30 years of having a chance to watch, it's on them at some point.
Yeah. So, but but the soundtrack to it is it adds so much to it, and so it's a great opportunity to get to play this fantastic music.
How do you go about actually choosing from one concert to the next what is going to be played? I imagine that's not an easy process for you.
It's a little bit of looking through new music. So like the music for Apollo 13 is, obviously the movie is not new, but this arrangement is newer. The first song that we're playing on the concert is called Opening Night, and it's one of the newer pieces. And it's so nice. It's really energetic, really full of life. It's a tribute to a student for a high school, not ours, but who passed away. But they did not want this to be a sad memorial piece. They wanted it to be as exuberant as he was. And
celebration.
Exactly. And so the piece is really about like the opening night of a show and the anticipation and all those feelings of excitement that the performers have. And you really can hear that through this piece. So anyways, those are some newer ones. But then also I hear music and I think, that might work for the orchestra. And so the Prokofiev Symphony No. 1 that we're playing, I happened to hear that on the radio, and I was really taken by a couple of the movements for it. And so I got it and sort of built the program around that. So then we added in the Romeo and Juliet piece that is very familiar. I think if people... if there's one classical piece on this program that people know, it will be this one. It's pretty familiar. Strong, low brass, strong brass throughout. There's also some really great, beautiful flute solo in the middle. People will know that one. And then there's another Prokofiev on there as well. So if you like Sergei Prokofiev, you will enjoy a treat on this concert. And then it's kind of fun to sandwich this program with the Marvin Hamlisch arrangement. So Marvin Hamlisch, you talk about exuberance and excitement and enthusiasm. He had all of those things. And the arrangement has a lot of pep to it as well.
Well, David, for you, it's got to be almost like Christmas morning when you find out, all right, we're going to find out what the music that's going to be on this next show.
Yeah.
What is it like when you finally get to go through and rifle, or what are we playing? It's got to be awesome.
Yeah, you open up the folder and it's wow. Some of the music, like Apollo 13, like I was very familiar with the movie, Romeo and Juliet, very familiar. But then there's also hidden gems that you maybe just don't know the music that Aaron has listened to and picked something new for the group. So it's like, I don't know, are we going to like this? What's this going to be like? And then once you get into it, it's like she knows what she's picking. But it's really cool to get to know new music and not just rehash the same songs over and over. So we have a very similar format, I guess, every season. We have our 3 concerts. We've got one in spring, our big Christmas one that's probably the most attended, and then fall. I kind of said that backwards, didn't I? Fall is first,
That's
winter,
okay.
and spring. Yeah.
We're
Okay.
working our way back to the 2
Yeah.
weeks from now.
Yes. I know how my mind operates.
I
No
was
one
with
else-
you.
Okay.
I like to go in. You can hear I'm kind of scatterbrained, so this worked out really well. But we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we got to continue to highlight what's going to be coming up here in just over 2 weeks. Saturday, November 22nd, over at the Beaver Dam High School Auditorium at 7 p.m., and it is free to go.
It is.
So if you want to have something fun to do, whether it be date night, take the kids out, any kind of just, hey, your solo night, I need to get away for a minute. This is the great opportunity for you to do so. But we'll continue to talk more here on the other side of the break on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
is presented by Professional Floor Covering, also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. You heard us talking to Sandy from McKinstry's earlier and talking about the holidays coming up. Is your dining room ready to go for the holidays? Heck, is it ready for Friday night dinner? Well, at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, they believe every meal deserves a beautiful setting. From classic wood to modern designs and everything in between, you'll find the table that fits your style at McKinstry's. Whether you're gathering for a family feast or just hosting game night with friends, their tables are built to bring people together. And McKinstry's right now is having a dining room and kitchen set sale that's going on now through Thanksgiving. You'll find apartment-sized drop leaf tables or large rectangular tables with leaves and everything in between. High dining sets are also available. They offer wood or laminate top dining sets. You can choose from a variety of styles. McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam, where memories are made one meal at a time. We send it back down to the Daily Dodge TV studio and more with Wally.
Thank you very much, Kale. Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. We're talking orchestra this morning, and we have the Beaver Dam Area Orchestra in ahead of their performance here in just 15 days. Saturday, November 22nd at 7 p.m. over at the Beaver Dam High School Auditorium. And I am joined by David Sneeder and Aaron Ebersole to talk a little bit about that today. And I said free. That's something that it's so cool. And I can't imagine that happens in too many areas to have that ability to put on live and free performances for the community. We have to probably thank some people that make this possible. And I'll pass the buck over to you here then.
Sure. A ton of people we need to thank. First of all, at each of our concerts, we take a donation collection at the door after the show. So many of the people in the audience will donate to that. There are those that send in a check. Our P.O. Box is 431, or you can go to our webpage, bdorchestra.com. It tells you how you can support the orchestra. And then we also have some concert-specific sponsors. So for this one, we have GeoLoop, which was very nice that they came up and sponsored and helped us out. And then also the Ed and Shirley Buxton Memorial Fund. So I always enjoy that Ed and Shirley's kids came up with this fund, because Shirley played in the orchestra for decades. I'm not sure when she started. It was well before I started. I think sometime after her 90th birthday, she finally decided that maybe she wanted to retire. But yeah, she was going strong for a long time, decades and decades.
Yeah, she played timpani in the orchestra for a long time. And then many of their kids played in the orchestra. Kevin still does. He's a percussionist. And then some of Shirley's grandchildren play in the orchestra. So
for a while, there were 3 generations playing.
Yes.
So that's really neat with the makeup of the orchestra.
Yeah.
Well, and it sounds like this is a great way, too, to a staple, not only in the community, but with this group. You get to keep that memory going, too.
Yeah.
That's a really cool thing. And again, so people are going to be able to come out, whether it be with families, whether it be date night, whether it be just want to get away for a little while. This is a great opportunity to do that. And we talked a little bit about the music on the other side. I would love to talk a little bit about the preparation it takes to actually put on a show like this, because 2.5 months, I can't imagine for you guys, is a long time. So what does it look like for you guys when you are putting together 10 performances or practices to get ready for November 22nd?
Well, I think that musicians come into rehearsal ready to play. And, everybody wants to be there. So that's a really nice part of it. It provides, I always hope as music director that I'm providing music that people are a little bit challenged by, not too much, and that they're playing something that's familiar to them, and then they're also playing some other songs that are brand new. And I think I also am I perform on trombone, and I also played in the orchestra for a long time. And that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about it was playing new music, and liking it, and finding out, wow, I found some new pieces that I like. But then also coming back to familiar pieces. So we're playing a piece from Romeo and Juliet that is very familiar. A number of people in the orchestra have already played it before. I'm sure audience members will recognize it. If you hear classical music once in a while, this is one that comes up a lot. And people enjoy coming back to those familiar favorites too.
Do you have one that you guys are particularly excited to perform or see performed, and what the fans are going to be fired up for a certain one this go around?
Like I said at the beginning of the show, I really like the Romeo and Juliet, but it's always interesting to see how the crowd is going to react to all of the pieces. I think there's always a piece in there that you get there, you open up your program and you see, oh yeah, that'll be a good song. But then there's this other song title that you don't know and it just hits you. Or maybe you've never heard it live before and it just sounds so different, fun.
Music invokes.
I mean, of course, like I like all of these songs, because that's how it is when you're a music director. You get to pick the music. But I have to say that
you never pick one where you're like, I don't like this
it's
song.
like picking
but
favorite kids.
Right?
You're
No.
like, I'm not allowed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, more of like if I don't like a song, we're just
Not gonna have it.
Do it. Yeah. And luckily, I like all of the Christmas songs that we repeat too, so that's always nice. There's two pieces on this one. I'm particularly excited for. And it's actually the start of both of the halves. So the start of the first half it's called Opening Night, and it's a piece dedicated to a student who passed away. And so a high school commissioned it, but it's really lively, really full of excitement. And there's a clarinet solo and a viola solo because those are instruments that he played. But also it's supposed to like set up the sound of an opening night for a show. So the excitement and the enthusiasm, and it plays out. It's really fun. And the other piece is actually a low brass quartet that we're starting the second half with, and it is kind of the opposite. It's very quiet. It's called Benediction, and a benediction is like a sending away prayer normally. And so it's sort of a blessing over people. That's where the music comes from. It's a low brass quartet, which means that our 3 trombones and our tuba are going to be playing that piece. They're the only ones playing it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of music. They actually don't play in the major symphony that we're playing because Prokofiev excluded them since he based the symphony on a classical style at a time when trombones and tubas weren't included. So it kind of made sense to give them some music to play and to also bring them to the front so that the audience actually gets to hear trombone and tuba, written for very specifically.
Well, you're telling a story with the music. That's one of the best things about going to a concert is being able to feel that evolve throughout. You have a lot of storytellers with this orchestra. You were telling me, was it 66 members that you have in the group right now?
Yeah, we'll have 63 on stage.
63 on stage.
Yes.
But in Beaver Dam, that's a big number. So what is that like to be able to have so many talented people in a building and performing with each other throughout the year and for all these shows?
Yeah, it's not just Beaver Dam. I mean, it's the area orchestra. It really is. There are people coming from Madison, Fond du Lac, quite a ways away, Hartford.
Yep.
Quite a drive to be in this orchestra. So I think Erin has a really tough job. I think she does really well at finding music, like she was saying, that fits the orchestra, that is challenging, but not so challenging that it's unplayable, but it sounds really great live. Not a lot of areas have that. And then, like you were saying before, we're one of the few areas where you don't have to pay a ticket fee to get in, where it's free. So that is a definite advantage as well. And some places you have to pay a fee if you want to join the orchestra and be a part of the orchestra. There's no fee to be a member either. So that's really cool.
Well, before we go, we still have a few minutes. We'll have to recap again with the Beaver Dam Area Orchestra's performance coming up in 15 days. But I'm excited. We have you in about a month as well because we have the Christmas show that's coming up in just over a month's time. So you don't really get to catch your breath at the end of this. It's immediately like, great job, everybody. All right, the Christmas show is in about 3 weeks.
I've already created posters and different things for Christmas, so already thinking about that before this concert even happens. So that's always weird for me to start doing that. Like, oh wait, but the way my mind works is I have to start and finish one thing before I move on to the next thing. I can't
very much with you.
I can't multitask because I'm a guy. So trying to do the Christmas stuff, it's weird, but. Yeah. We got her.
When we start the concert on Saturday night on the 22nd 48 hours later, we will be playing Christmas music at rehearsal.
Well, that's fantastic.
But it's great. It's fun.
Well, we're going to be having a lot of fun again with you here in about a month. Before we go, I got to remind everybody, Saturday, November 22nd, there's going to be a free show that you can go to over at the Beaver Dam area or Beaver Dam High School auditorium at 7 p.m. I want to give the final word to you today. First of all, thank you so much for joining me. But what would you say for people that are on the fence for some reason, that are like, this sounds fun, but I don't know if it's for me? What would you say to get them in the door for the first time?
There's no charge. There's no risk, nothing. You don't have to worry about like, hey, I just paid $50 and it wasn't really my thing. Just come out and check it out. I remember we used to bring our kids when they were like really little because it was important for us to get them to have that love of music that my wife and I both have. So I remember sometimes it'd be getting late. So we started at 7, intermission would be 7:45, 7:50, something like that. And they'd be getting tired and they'd see everyone getting up and stuff and they'd be getting restless. So we'd be like, okay, well, it looks like the concert's over and we'd go home. There's a whole second act yet. But there shouldn't be any reason for anyone to say like, no, I'm not going to come. It is a fun experience. You'll see the joy of the musicians on stage having fun playing music, and we hope that joy projects onto the audience.
I know it will. Well, thank you both so much for being here today. We got only about a month until you're back in front of me again,
That's right.
So try to catch your breath here a little bit. And can't wait to hear how this went and how the Christmas show is going. But we will be talking with you guys then. And for now, we're going to throw it to a quick break. And when we come back, Kayla and I have to let you know what's going on here in Dodge County tonight and coming up over the weekend. That is next here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. And welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Huge thank you to David Sneeder and Aaron Ebersol for coming in, talking a little bit about the show coming up here in a couple weeks. I keep saying it, it's the truth. I love classical music. I'm going to do my best to get out there for that. But we got to give a huge thank you to Kale, too, for always making us sound good up there. Kale, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, man. It's a beautiful morning out here.
It is,
and I'm
man.
taking it all in. Looking at the forecast for the next 48 hours, I am soaking it all in outside of our studio window here right now.
You're in my head, because I was just about to say, it is a beautiful morning.
It is
I don't know if
gorgeous
it will be tomorrow, so we better enjoy it today.
Yeah, just enjoy it today. But it's a good night. It's Friday, and I tell you, last night on my way out of the office, I ran into our buddy Mike Tronson as he's getting ready for some Friday night football tonight.
Yeah, he'll be boots on the ground calling the game with Tim Haldeman as the Columbus Cardinals are trying to punch their ticket to the state semifinal as they take on the Mosinee Indians tonight. You can watch that one on Daily Dodge TV at 6:40. I'm going to be out there on the scene. I'm going to have the stream in my AirPods while watching the game, so I get the best of both worlds.
That's the way to go right there. I love it.
Well, it's great, too, because I get to see like the big play happen 10 seconds before it hits the stream.
Yeah, you get to see it, and then you get to hear Mike's call of it, which who doesn't love to hear Mike's call of a play? So,
Amen.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Kale, I know I'm almost cutting that short just because we also have, it's a bittersweet day.
It is
at
here in the
station.
office, yes.
It's tough because we are going to be saying goodbye to one of our very close friends and teammates here in Corey Sparks, who has done just a ton in his 2.5 years here with this station. I know that he's been a part of the Damn Sports Show with me as we launched a local sports show in the area. He stepped in so many times, whether it be on Hometown, whether it be the morning show. He does so many of these broadcasts, and it's just the tip of the iceberg of what he actually does to make this place so good day to day. So it's going to be a massive, massive loss, but we're so excited for him as he has a new opportunity over at our flagship over there, the news flagship, 620 WTMJ, and he'll be there for hopefully as long as he wants to be until he's calling games for my Pittsburgh Pirates.
Exactly. What a versatile guy that guy is. I mean, he has produced, he hosts. You know, you and I were just out at Newman Pools with this show a couple weeks ago. Corey was behind the camera, just crazy guy. It's been a blast getting to know him these last couple of years, and we wish him the best of luck. And I know I told him the other day, I said, Corey, I look forward to seeing you in May at the Wisconsin Broadcasters Awards for all those awards you guys are going to win over there.
That's a great point. We're going to be able to catch up with him there. He won't be gone. He's still going to be coming back, helping us out on broadcasts from time to time. So just wanted to give a proper shout out here because he does so much, and sometimes you don't see all the stuff behind the scenes he does.
Exactly. Well, and he's the type of guy that's gonna, walk out without applause. So we gotta.
Yes. That's why I'm like, we're gonna give him the applause whether he likes it or not.
Exactly.
But that's gonna do it for us here on Hometown Today. We'll be back same time, same place on Monday with another edition here. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you then with another one of Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.